Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe.
So it's another year, another grim post-WrestleMania day in the wrestling calendar. As you've no doubt heard already that we've had a repeat of last year's Black Wednesday. This time it was on a Thursday though, just to keep things fresh. 1 year to the day on April 15th, WWE announced a slew of releases of talent with Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Kalisto, Tucker, Wesley Blake, and Bo Dallas all getting the chop. It was also announced a few hours after this that Mojo Rawley has also been released by the company. There's no word on whether or not Backstage and creative staff have also suffered the same fate, but if it is anything like last year, then the superstars let go are only the most visible minority of the cuts WWE is making to its workforce. It was reported that John Laurinaitis was in charge of making the calls and was citing budget cuts to talent released as the reason for their termination. Now, last year WWE made similar preemptive releases as the pandemic and the lockdown began, and then went on to post record profits for the year, so riddle me that. Now, according to the Wrestling Observer, all talent are under 90-day non-compete clauses and won't be free to sign with other promotions until July 14th, where you would imagine that the likes of AEW, Impact and other promotions will have their eye on a lot of the talent released. I think what is quite shocking about this way of announcing is that, first of all, this is WrestleMania week and we've not even finished WWE's regular post-WrestleMania programming, as SmackDown is still to air tonight. So this really feels kind of counter to the overall buzz that this week usually produces. Plus, you've got people like Billie Kay in the list who wrestled at WrestleMania and has been doing some really good stuff recently. And then you've got Joe, who was on commentary for the show. Joe stood in the middle of a thunderstorm for them. Even the likes of Bo Dallas, according to Fightful Select, was backstage on SmackDown recently, though they did say that no creative plans were in place for him. And he also reportedly wrestled a test match at WrestleMania to help test out the equipment for the show. His last actual televised match was the Battle Royale at Crown Jewel in 2019 though. And his tag team partner Curtis Axel was released in last year's cut on Black Wednesday. I think while it's always been bleak when someone loses their job unexpectedly, as Ollie said in his breaking news episode yesterday, this year's releases are at least in a better position with the world opening back up and indie promotions actually running shows, so at least there is somewhere for these talents to go. Unlike last year where people were staring down the barrel of a pandemic and a lockdown that they didn't know when it would end, and the prospect of not earning any money at all during that time. Which is likely why the overall sentiment from the releases on Twitter had less of a somber tone than last year. Samoa Joe got into a fun little exchange with CM Punk, who posted a gif of Dave Chappelle's Rick James having a tantrum, to which Joe replied, "They really should have never gave me money," and then tweeted a message saying "Be well," with Jim Carrey bowing at the end of The Truman Show. Both of these are references that Andy Datson did not get on our stream yesterday. What have you been doing with your time to miss both of these cultural touchstones? I mean, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Before we move on, we just need to thank some of our wonderful pledge hammers for backing us on Patreon. So thank you to Ryan B. Bad and Float Like a Butterfly, Sarmad Ali. It's good to have you back. Now, Chelsea Green, who had a rough go of it in WWE with multiple injuries and reportedly signed a new 3-year deal very recently and then was let go, posted a heartfelt goodbye saying she had made a lifetime of memories and it's been short and sweet, WWE Universe. I will see you on TV. She also then posted an image of her as Hot Mess Laurel Van Ness saying, "Welcome back. It's been a while." She also then immediately got to the graft, tweeting Barstool Sports offering herself out for a female wrestling podcast. Yes, please, that's the thing we should do. And it's a thing that seems like they are doing, so well done them. Former Heavy Machinery member Tucker tweeted saying, "Freedom, baby," and that he was looking forward to telling his story, and then posted a picture of himself playing a round of golf and smoking a joint. It is not all bleak. Then you had Mickie James, who honestly has been utterly wasted in this contract. She said she was grateful for these little keys to my golden handcuffs, suggesting that she's been wanting out for a while, but the pay packet at WWE is pretty good. I can imagine her going to NWA with her husband, Nick Aldis. And Billie Kay, who wrestled at WrestleMania, remember, and just started a thing with Carmella on TV and has been really good and really funny and featured quite heavily, posted a heartfelt message thanking WWE, Vince and Triple H for the past 6 years, thanking the locker room and fans, and thanking Peyton Royce, who she called Cassie, her real name, saying, "Our journey started together and it's only fitting that it ends together. I'm with you forever." I mean, AEW, Impact, anyone anyone, you've got to get the Iconics as a package deal. You would be missing out. Now, obviously, when a series of releases happen, it sets minds racing about who might be next on WWE's list of budget cuts. Budget cuts. One name riding high in people's minds yesterday was Aleister Black, who definitely has a few check marks against him in the old speculation tracker. He's not been on TV for a while. Check. He's unsatisfied with his current storyline and character direction. A big old check. Has a wife who was recently released for the company from doing Twitch or other bullshit reason. Check. Well, so far, at the time of recording this, obviously, his name hasn't been added to that list, and according to PW Insider, won't be, as WWE have reportedly been producing vignettes to hype up the return of Black. Now, apparently, these vignettes center around his childhood. I bet you it's all pulling the wings off flies and saying, and then I found this book with human skin on the cover, and that's why I like candles and pentagrams now. It's Aleister Black. It's not going to be like, I had a lovely childhood. We used to play in the street and do stuff. Anyway, Black hasn't wrestled since he was drafted to SmackDown last year, which coincided with Zelina Vega being released for breach of contract, i.e. doing Twitch. Now, over on the Black and Gold brand, business is booming, if you are Cameron Grimes, that is, because Grimes has been crushing it with his GameStop investor shtick, adding himself to a rich heritage of rich guys in WWE, and even paying tribute to the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. Now, according to Ted, there are plans in the works for him to go and work with Grimes, which the Hall of Famer revealed in an interview with Booker T on Reality of Wrestling, saying, as a matter of fact, I'm supposed to go down to the developmental center pretty soon. I think I'm going to do something with that new guy, their new money guy, Cameron Grimes or something. I'm going to have a little feud with him. I mean, I can get on board with this when Ted DiBiase knows who he's talking about. But it sounds fun. So, former WWE commentator and Mamma Mia enthusiast Mauro Ranallo has been announced for his wrestling return. Ranallo last commentated for WWE in August last year and confirmed his departure from the company on August 31st. His time there plagued with certain, shall we say, frictions with some of the other staff members. However, late last night or early this morning, depending on where you are, Impact Wrestling revealed that Ranallo will be announcing the main event of Rebellion on April 25th, which is Rich Swann versus Kenny Omega, with the AEW and Impact World Championships on the line. Like Ranallo calling a Kenny Omega match screaming V-Trigger and hopefully One Winged Angel. Yes! Flippin' please. Speaking of the announcement, as part of a press conference, Ranallo said, Swann versus Omega, champion versus champion, title versus title. This match represents everything I love about professional wrestling. I have been fortunate to call these two superstars matches in the past, and I'm very excited to be part of this historic encounter. I mean, it is so good to see Mauro coming back to commentary, because personally I think he's one of the best commentators for wrestling in the world and has this brilliant way of injecting actual excitement into his calling of a match. Now, the bout itself would see AEW's Kenny Omega pick up his first title on his quest as belt collector, which may draw in even more viewers to Dynamite. Not that they actually need any, based on this week's ratings. Because fans were very excited after NXT moved to Tuesday nights, as the perception was that it would actually help both shows thrive in the viewership figures. Now, NXT this week certainly seemed to show a big improvement, with them nearly doubling their 18 to 49 demo numbers and increasing their average viewership from the TakeOver episode the week before. These are all positive gains. And that effect seems to be even stronger for AEW, as this week's episode pulled an average viewership of 1.219 million viewers, their second highest viewership of all time, only behind their premiere episode. They also managed a huge 0.55 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic as well, which suggests to me that NXT was doing the job that WWE wanted it to do, which was carving out some of the viewers of AEW. Obviously, whether this is a bump from NXT lifers who checked out the show for the first time now that they could, or a solid indication of what's to come for AEW going forward, we're going to actually have to wait and see. But one thing is for sure, this move has definitely helped both brands. So yay for wrestling, yay, and boo for WWE for the story earlier. Boom! You can watch our live coverage of the mass WWE releases from last night by pressing the video on the right, and you can watch Ollie Davis's video covering the subject by pressing the video below that. Subscribe here for daily wrestling news videos. I have been El Fakador Laurie Blake. Jam that jam.